culture.
Yes, and all these, as you mentioned, Georgia was really a crossroads between Europe and Asia. In fact, is Georgia a European country or an Asian country? That's a good question, Mr. Minister.
Of course, we are considering ourselves as a European country.
Okay.
And it is not only political choice of our government and our population. It is, as I have described, based on our history, our mentality, our Christianity, our style of governance, and we had have had one of the oldest kingdom in European soil, Bagration, and we have created one almost the first democratic republic in very small duration in our history. I mean, in beginning of 20th century, 1918, 1921, when with the invasion of Red Army, we lost it. That's why we are considering ourselves as a European country, but our location is really, as you have mentioned very correctly, crossroad between Asia and Europe. And we would like to use this from many aspects, from cultural, from mental, from political, economical, because we would like to be very reliable, very frank and open partner, and to deliver and to link, not to divide, but to help maybe these two big portions of our world to have only to benefit out of this. And Georgia is ready to fulfill its duty.
Yes. You know, Excellency, in front of us, we have a very beautiful flag. This is the flag of Georgia. And I've heard a lot of people have asked me about it, and a lot of people have said it resembles the English flag, and especially the football fans. And it's a beautiful flag. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of this very beautiful national colors?
Yes.
It's a red flag, a big red flag on a field.
You are quite right. If you don't mention this cross in each box, it seems like English flag, but it has a really very old origin. It is a typical Georgian flag. Even some details are taken from the famous king, as I have mentioned, from the Bagration dynasty, David the Builder. He has united first time our country. Georgia at that time used to have a golden period and renaissance. We were a little bit faster than rest of Europe. We had a golden period and renaissance period in 11th, 12th centuries. And then we, because of some developments in the world history, lost this position. And this is that's why our government and our people has chosen, or I have to call it, supported this version of our national flag to symbolize the link and origin of our statehood, but of our self-determination.
And Georgia,
and it is a typical, as I have mentioned, pro-Christian country.
And Georgia is actually the first or one of the first Christian countries in the world. It's a toss-up between Armenia and Georgia. Some say the Georgians
I
are the
don't
first.
want to compete with my Armenian friends and colleagues. Despite I know definitely we are the earlier baptized country and who adopted as a state religion. Because before this concrete date in Georgia, the people and the already Christians, the old Christians, have popularized and have arrived to Georgia for this mission. And there is some tale that even Mother of God, Mary, was given a choice to come to Georgia to baptize. And unfortunately, it was impossible physically. But then she gave this message to Father generations, and
Yes,
they
sir.
fulfill her wish or her destiny.
Yes, sir. Another very iconic symbol of Georgia, aside from the
Yeah.
flag, it's all, this is emblazoned on the coat of arms of Georgia, and this is almost, you can see this in almost every church, almost every house
Yeah,
establishment
Saint
is
George.
Saint George. Now, does Georgia derive its name from Saint George? Is there a link, or is it merely coincidental?
No, it's maybe coincidental, but it's really exact, because Georgia is, as I have mentioned, as a state and as a place resided with human beings, more older than tale of about Saint George, but it was adopted and it was received from Georgians as very close one, and that's why there are rumors that we gave our name to this personage and to this character, or we take from him. But it is not the subject for discussion itself. Saint
Yes,
George
sir.
is very, very famous,
Very
and
revered in
very
Georgia, yes.
close. I think the first, if we can make some arrangement, it is the first sign for Georgians, and there is also a real thing that each day during whole year, all 365 days, you can find somewhere in Georgia the village or some group of people or some region where they are celebrating officially St. George's Day.
Okay.
For whole Georgia, we have twice in the year, and I have to say that it was very nice coincidence that we came to your country in 23rd of November, which is St. Georgian's Day in Georgia.
How special.
And it is very holy and very mentionable day, and that's why I hope our relation is blessed.
That is a good
with
sign.
Saint
That's a good
George,
sign.
I'm sure that we will only have success.
And having this television program the day after St. George's Day about Georgia really is very timely indeed. Now, you talked about celebrations, and this is something Georgian people are really, I mean, among the peoples of the world, Georgian peoples really know how to celebrate. And unbeknownst to many, is that Georgia is, and I'll say it on TV, is the place where wine was invented, when wine was first discovered. And the reason I'm saying this is because I was in London a few months ago, and I went to the Wine Museum of Excellency in London, and the Wine Museum in London actually credits the invention of wine to your country.
You are completely right. There is a Vinopolis, very famous museum of wine, and on the entrance there is a Georgia cradle of wine. And it is really improved, scientists improved the fact that archaeologists have found in soil the wine grape seed from the past 8,000 or 8-something thousand year, which gave them, after analysis, the improvement that the cultural use of wine grape and the making of wine as a drink from this period started. Maybe that time there was no Georgia with the modern understanding, but this place was famous with
the area was really
such a culture.
Yes.
And but I have to say that for Georgians, really wine grape and wine making and vineyard is really something special. It is related with soil and with the identity of nations, and that's why all our enemies have tried in the past, in history, to fight not against Georgians physically, but against the vineyards.
Yes, and yes,
to destroy them.
When I was in Georgia, I really noticed that the national identity and national soul is really very much, as you said, tied to wine. And most families in Georgia make their own wine. Most people, most men, know how to make their own wine, and it's very good. And every banquet is not complete without wine. And I understand, Excellency, that Georgians only toast with wine, never with beer. Is that correct,
yes,
sir?
Yes. Of course, we are producing also good quality brandy. We named it cognac in Soviet period, but after we signed with the European Union
Yes, sir.
agreement about geographical indication,